Please don't judge me by my past. I don't think there's one person on this earth that could say they're perfect. I did my time. Give me a chance to show you what rehabilitation out here in our communities can do in moving forward and building a thriving community.
Angelique Evans is voting for the first time this year. She used to be one of about 40,000 people in California who are not allowed to vote because they're parolees. They've been released from prison but are finishing a sentence. A key measure on the ballot this year, Prop 17, would restore parolees' right to vote. Evans' story isn't that uncommon. She was in foster care since the age of 3 and in and out of the criminal justice system from the time she was 12.
As I continued to get incarcerated, it became natural. It felt like home. I could just be angry and, aggressive, and it was just a place where I didn't have to feel that hurt that I was, feeling from my childhood trauma. I did 10 years in prison, and that's when I said enough is enough.
After prison, Evans began community organizing and getting involved through policy work.
I want to say something about this person right here, okay? This is a man who inspired me in Florida to do this work that I'm doing.
Prop 17 will restore the lives of more than 50,000 Californians that are raising families, contributing to their communities, and paying taxes, the right to vote.
The U.S. accounts for 21% of the world's prison population, and every state has a different set of rules regarding voting rights for formerly incarcerated individuals. There are currently 16 states plus the District of Columbia where parolees can vote. In California, those on probation who are not serving time in prison for their crime, and those in county jails can vote. Those on parole who have recently left prison cannot. It's also worth looking at the reason these laws exist in the first place.
At certain points in history, these laws were utilized in order to do political work. There was a very distinct effort and a very overt effort in southern states to use laws denying people the right to vote on the basis of a prior conviction in order to target African American voters.
No one's ever been schooled on voting. No one's ever had someone take them and introduce them to the importance of voting. So here they are decades and decades later saying, I don't care about that. So I like those people the most. Those are my favorite people because then I get to say, can I please talk to you for a minute? And it's just like such a joy for me to see that light up because I remember when someone told me and that lit up for me.
It's just like such a feeling, first and foremost, like what that would give to people, because I recently just got off parole. Like, this is my and Angelique's first time ever voting, and just knowing like the impact of the propositions. Like all the folks on parole, these propositions are directly affecting them. Who else better to vote on it than them?
But those opposed to Prop 17 say parolees haven't earned the right to vote.
It is absurd to me, illogical, for you to suggest that somehow these people who have not yet paid their debt to society should have the same rights as the law-abiding citizens and as of the victims that they harmed.
These persons have committed very serious crimes, murders, rapes.
Anybody that's in prison or on parole has committed a felony. So, I mean, you often do part of a sentence and then you were paroled for the rest of it. So I don't think that's a function of the heinousness of your crime. It might be a function of your behavior in prison, your efforts at rehabilitation, your ability to demonstrate your rehabilitation. Although most likely, to be perfectly honest, it's probably a function of your wealth and your ability to have a good lawyer.
The Election Integrity Project, who opposes Prop 17, argues that reincarceration is a real possibility for parolees, so they shouldn't yet be allowed to vote. But supporters disagree.
We shouldn't underestimate the impact of having 40,000 more voters. Those are 40,000 more people whose families are now going to be better represented at the polls. Those are 40,000 people who are going to wake up in the morning and know that their voice counts in a democracy. We know in America that voting does cultural work. That voting matters to individuals, to communities, to families. It's about your dignity as a citizen.